and a very warm welcome to the Irish in the UK. Recently we went along to meet Rob Lally, a very talented mosaic artist in Manchester who is working on a special project which will be on display at the Broadhaven Hotel in County Mayo. We'll be at the Liverpool Irish Centre for some fantastic music, song and dance from the Cunningham School of Irish Dancing and Monty Hallahan and his talented group who are over from County Waterford. But first up, we're off to John Mitchell's GAA club in Liverpool for their underage gala day. The club is also unveiling their brand new football kits supplied by their sponsors.
John Mitchell's, we started up the underage stuff about 8 years ago. Previously it was just only a senior club, and we saw the need to introduce underage football to Liverpool and to a younger generation of Irish or with Irish descent. It evolved into maybe 3 or 4 parents getting involved with the same like-minded people. And then we started up a committee, and then we just got as many Irish people that we could get down, and then they brought their friends, and they weren't not necessarily Irish descent, and it all evolved from there.
And it's really grown over the years, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've, like I say, we started maybe with 10 kids, and any time now this weekend on the Saturday, between 1 and 2, you'll see something up to 60 kids coming to play Gaelic football. The interesting thing about this is that little did we think that when we were teaching kids Gaelic football here, that 4 years ago or 5 years ago, when John Mitchell's senior team reached an All-Ireland junior final in Croke Park, that the same kids who play Gaelic football here in a public park in Greenbank ended up playing in Croke Park at half-time. That's the beauty about Gaelic football.
Great occasion for them, of course. Yeah. Now, Brian, tell me what's going on here behind us, because we've got the children here practicing or playing, but you'll describe what's going on.
This actually evolved. These kids will be age of 3 upwards, pre-under 8s as it were. We call them the mini Mitchells. And it evolved from kids just hanging around watching their older brothers or sisters playing Gaelic football, and we said, well, why don't we develop some of their skills? So here we're just looking at developmental side and interaction and communication with kids.
Well done to you, Brian, and all your team here that works with the underage. It's great to see development of Gaelic football, and long may it continue.
Yes, and only this weekend we have representatives from John Mitchell's over playing in the Féile in Ireland, in Meath and in Down, and it's just great to see them play. They actually played Philadelphia yesterday. Now, where would you find that in any other sport in the world?
Damien, great to see you on this beautiful sunny day, and you're here supporting John Mitchell's GAA club.
I am, Martin, yeah. It's really sort of very important to children, and the club is looked after, and we try and make sure we look after them with whatever sponsorship we can.
And of course it's great for the Irish contingent here in Liverpool that they've got a good prominent GAA club. Very good, yeah, really, and it's sort of testament to the men here that are doing it for the love of it, which is really good. They put their days out and the nights out. It's amazing for them, And you're very passionate about your roots, aren't you? And that's probably one of the reasons why you're supporting the Gaelic football and the TV show, because Ireland means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does, Martin. Very, very important to me. And obviously Irish people in Liverpool are very important as well,
And it's great to see the development of the game here in Liverpool as well.
It's amazing how it's grown. I'm quite shocked at how it's really become the forefront of a lot of young people here,
And I've seen you shaking hands to a lot of people that you've known here for a long, long time today.
Long time, many, many years, yeah. Some 40 years, 45 years when I first came over here in 1966, and they've kept in touch with me, and I've kept in touch with them. It's really good,
And that's what it's all about. Gaelic football is a lot about building friendships, isn't it?
Very much so. Very, very different to any other game. It's all about what it is amateur. You don't get paid for it. It's all about the love of the game and the love of friends that you've got,
And only for people like you that support the GAA clubs and, sponsor them like you have here with kits and all kinds of support, it wouldn't be able to continue.
Well, I'm very lucky to be able to do that, Martin, and I will continue to do that. I've just told the boys there, whatever they need that I can give them, I will,
Well, thank you, Damien. It's great to see you here today, and thank you for all your support.
Not a problem, pleasure.
Barry, of course, it's been a great 5 or 6, maybe even longer years for John Mitchell's club here in Liverpool.
Yeah, I think since the club reformed back in 2008, we've had sort of an unprecedented 10 years, I guess, on the football front. I suppose at senior level it's been really good in the fact that we reached 2 All-Ireland finals, we won so many All-Britons and Lancashire champions, but I think it gives us greater pleasure now the fact that we've got our own kids here and they're introduced and playing Gaelic football with John Mitchell's, and I think that's one of the main highlights of the last 10 years is the development of our underage side.
Yeah, and of course, what a lovely day you've got here today, and you've had all your sponsors out on display today.
Yeah, we're very grateful to our sponsors. Eurogold, Damien Bricklin has been tremendous this year with his sponsorship, as has LPS, Liverpool Property Solutions, and Joe Garvin, who's a former player with the club and still a member of the club, and also the Walsh family, Kathleen Cunningham's family, for the presentation of their jerseys for the under 10 as well.
And of course it was great to see Kathleen Cunningham here with the presentation in remembrance of her father Tommy Walsh, who'd done so much for John Mitchell's club down the years.
Yes, that's right, Martin. Tommy Walsh was a great supporter of John Mitchell's, but Tommy Walsh's name travelled the length and breadth of the UK and further afield for the work he done with Irish people, Irish community care, Irish centres, etc. So yeah, it's great that Tommy's still got a connection with the club through Kathleen and the rest of the Walsh family, and their children as well now playing Gaelic football. So I'm sure Tommy will be proud of the family carrying on that strong tradition.
Now Emily, you started playing Gaelic football at a very young age. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. I've kind of been like born into it. I've been there since like the start really. But yeah, now I'm playing at junior level. I went to the Failer and all that, so it's really good.
So what was it like, the experience at the Failer?
It was amazing, especially being here. It's not our first sport. There's a lot of sports that come before, and going over and seeing like the experience that I had, it was really good.
And Connell, of course, you're heavily involved here with the underage.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good to be involved. Obviously, I played, as you know yourself, Martin, I played up in Manchester with Ossians for a number of years. And then I came down and we sort of helped out down here with the seniors and the adults. But eventually you get older and you have to stop playing yourself. So it was just nice to be able to jump in with the underage and to see it develop this last 4 or 5 years is just amazing. Like from going from maybe 10, 12 kids to on a Saturday now we're averaging between 70 and 100 kids every Saturday. So it's a good place to be. And for the likes of myself and Barry and the likes in the club, we get more enjoyment out of this now than we do seeing the adults playing. Like, so when you get your own people, your own kids coming through and enjoying it is the main thing. It's just great.
It's great to see so many young children being coached how to play Gaelic football here in Liverpool. Well done to John Mitchell's GA club and of course all their sponsors. Now I'm off to meet Rob Lally, who is working on a very special project which is going over to be on display at the Broadhaven Hotel in County Mayo. Rob, now you've been working on this beautiful piece of work for the Broadhaven Bay Hotel. How long has it taken you?
I'd say a little bit over a month, Martin, from start to finish.
So how did it come about that you're doing this lovely mosaic for the hotel?
When the opportunity came around to do this piece for the Broadhaven, the Mayo crest I thought was the obvious choice. One, because my parents are from County Mayo, and two, they're from Belmullet in particular, and that's really important to me.
Now Rob, tell me a little bit about the type of tiles you've used for this.
Well, the British ceramic tiles, they're just basic matte and gloss finish, but in particular the water, I've used the ripple tile to give it the ripply effect.
Okay, now it's nearly finished, it's nearly a finished product, but what more have you got to do with it?
All I've got to do now, Martin, is just put the grout in it.
Okay, now where will this be based when it goes over to County Mayo? Where will it actually be based in the hotel, do you know?
I think it's going to go in the reception, Martin.
Okay. Now you've done County Mayo, of course you can do other counties as well, can't you?
Yeah, I can do any crest.
Now tell me a little bit about the other artists that you've done. You've done a lot of public people, haven't you?
Yeah, mainly sports people, Stephen Gerrard, Conor McGregor.
Rob, if people wanted to have a look at your website and see much more of the work that you do, how can they do that?
My website's rialtoceramics.co.uk and my number is 07931 846 374.
And Rob, I feel very proud because you've allowed me to finish the very last piece of this beautiful mosaic before it goes to County Mayo.
You're welcome, Martin. It wouldn't have been completed without yourself, and I can't wait to go over to Belmullet to see it on display. Maybe I'll take you with me.
Well, I hope so. What a wonderful mosaic by Rob Lally, and of course that will be on display over there in County Mayo later on this year. The Broadhaven Hotel in Belmullet, of course, is a beautiful place to stay with its lovely lakes and fantastic scenery. Now, with all this hot weather going on, I need to go and have a nice little cup of tea, so I'll see you soon. Any tea anywhere? Welcome back to the show. Now, if you've got a story you'd like to share with us, contact me. The details are on the screen now. Now, next up, we're off to the Liverpool Irish Centre for a fantastic evening of music, song and dance. Kathleen, what a weekend here at the Liverpool Irish Centre.
It is a very busy weekend this weekend. We've got 40 odd people over from the Garvin area of County Waterford, all connected with the Liverpool Set Club. They've been having an exchange visit with us now for over 40 years, and they're here with a gang of musicians, dancers and singers to have a good time, mixing in with our dancers and the other people here in the Irish community in Liverpool.
And of course your father, Tommy Walsh, God rest him, was the instigator and heavily involved in all this 40 years, I believe.
Yeah, 40 years ago. April 1978 was the first time that the Liverpool Set dancers came and performed in the Irish Centre Liverpool, which the initial connection was made there between Tommy and Martin Foley, who used to work in the Irish Centre, who was from that area, and he introduced my dad to Moni, and the rest is history. They came over, they performed in the Irish Centre a number of times, and then it was decided, I think in the late 80s, that we would go over to them, and the exchange visit has happened every other year or so since then.
And this is great for, you know, the musicians here and the dancers in Liverpool to actually go and perform in Ireland as well. It's a different challenge, isn't it?
It is very different. We're not a competitive school. There's a lot of Irish dance schools around who do nothing but competitions, but we're not a competitive school. So we take pride in giving our dancers the opportunity to go out and display their talents in different ways. So we're lucky to have our home base in the Irish Centre here so that we can take part in any of the events that they put on in here, in this venue. but to have exchange visits such as this one, where we can go over to County Waterford and show off what we can do, join in the ceilidh dancing, join in some of the set dancing with them and watch what they do as well. It really enriches the experience that our children have learning Irish dancing here.
It does, and it's something they'll always remember.
Oh, the memories that we've been talking about already in the weeks leading up to this weekend have been fantastic, and you know, everybody remembers it, and certain people in the class, older dancers, people my age, have all said nobody knows what Garvin is like unless you've experienced it. And if you talk to people who are outside of the Irish dancing circuit, they don't understand really. They don't understand the connection and the friendship and the importance of these type of weekends, whether it be here or over in Waterford.
Now tell me about the Bahji Cunningham School of Irish Dancing. How is it doing these days?
It's doing very well, yeah, we're very busy. We've got somewhere between 60 and 70 dancers. That seems to be our average at the moment. We meet in here in the Irish Centre on a Saturday morning for light shoe and a hard shoe, and the more experienced dancers are in on a Thursday evening. And we're doing well. We're coming to our end of this term. We'll have the August break, the summer break, and then we'll be back again in September, hopefully with a few new starters as well.
And your dancers are performing here tonight?
They are. We've got a lot of dancers tonight. With it being a Saturday night, it's an opportunity for the younger dancers. So the dancers, there'll be a lot of little ones here who've never seen the Dungarvan crowd before yet. So they'll be here and experiencing that for the first time. And we always try when we can, if it's not a school night, to get as many of them out and give them the opportunity to perform. So there's a lot of dancers from little to old that'll be out there on the floor tonight.
You made to me. Oh, stay at home, love, do not roam from your lonely Irish maid.
Mona, tell me a little bit about the group that you brought over this time from Dungarvan.
Yeah, the group that I brought over this time, they're from a place called Slieve Gowan. Now that's an Irish name. It's the hill of a chieftain by the name of Gowan. That's what they call the place, in the parish of Turanina. That's about halfway between Dungarvan and Clonmel, and that's my home place really. That's the original class that I had. I used to have several classes in the area. And but this time I just have the one class because the years are catching up, so it's time to cut back a bit. But we have a good group. We have a lot of musicians and dancers. We're a traditional group, set dancing and all that sort of thing. We a little bit of step dancing, but we prefer the sets and the ceilidh and the figure dancing. And as I say, they're a young group, some of them, a mixture, but we're here anyway to enjoy them. We're really indebted to the Irish Centre here, to Kathleen Cunningham and their dancing school, and the Irish Centre itself, because this really is it is 40 years ago since we came here first. We came here in 1978. Some of the lads were debating a while ago that it was before that, but it was 1978. We arrived here for the first time when Tommy Welsh was the manager. And now his daughter took over then and doing a fabulous job. She has a big dancing school here. So we're delighted to be here because we're treated like lords here. We're sort of, when we get off the bus, we're a different sort of a crowd than when we left over, if you know what I mean. We're important people. But thanks to them for all of that, yeah.
But the angelus bell or the leafy swell rang out in the foggy dew. Ride proudly high over Dublin town, they hung out the flag
And of course, Mona, 40 years of friendship across the Irish Sea. That's fantastic.
That's right, 40 years. We came the first number of times ourselves, not every year, probably every second year. And then Tommy said, you know, could we bring a group over to Ireland? So that started. And they've been coming over to us every second turn. They were over with us last year, as far as I remember, yeah. And they stay in Dungarvan. That's where the Dungarvan connection comes in.
Well, listen, Molly, we hope you enjoy the weekend here with all your friends at the Liverpool Irish Centre, and we're really looking forward to seeing your people now performing for us tonight.
Yeah, we'll put on a bit of a show. Don't expect too much, but we'll put on a bit. It's what we enjoy, and hopefully it's what you might enjoy too.
And those black and damn the days of long ago, when she sang about moonpine, lovely Molly. How heaven touched my heart, no one would know. And she might as well be heading to Alaska as trying to get the memories off my mind. Those blue Kilkenny eyes, I can't forget them.
Oh, well done to Kathleen Cunningham and the Bulger Cunningham School of Irish Dancing, and also to Monty Hallahan and his talented group from County Waterford for a wonderful night's entertainment. Henry McGlade is back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. and I'm here at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. Both shows are repeated on a Saturday night between 8 and 9 p.m, all on Showcase TV. Until the next time, see you soon.